Okay, on to our next speaker. She's got a very, very wonderful dress on, so you won't miss her. She comes towards the stage. When I was first in television, people used to say to me, make a statement about what you wear. So Penny's certainly going to make a statement this morning. Penny's background, she tells me that, first of all, she was interested in selling homes. She worked as an estate agent. Then she was interested in interior design, so she worked inside houses, and now she's interested in houses of different nature. She says that people come to her as a last resort, which I find very unlikely, but that's what she says, rather modestly. And she's very interested in people who are coming towards the end of what we call life, so transitioning from the physical to the non-physical. And her particular area of interest is cancer, and she herself has a very interesting story to tell us as well. So please welcome onto the stage Penny Croal.
Might be a dress with the statement, but nobody told me there was going to be such a large step. And it's a very tight dress. That could have been embarrassing. So guys, first of all, I'd like to say how humbled and honoured I am to share this stage with such amazing, and I'm going to get emotional, people like Helena. Wasn't that just an amazing story? Can we just have another round? Can somebody tap for me, because I am feeling very emotional about this. Anu, David Hamilton. I mean, how amazing is this? And this is from a little girl from Broughty Ferry. How many people have actually heard about Broughty Ferry? Oh, one person. Well, hey, David, you must have been to Broughty Ferry. Okay. So, the big C, guys. What does this actually mean, the big C? We can't even say it in the UK. People talk about it. You've got them. They can't, we don't even want to mention the actual word. So I would like to explore today why. What does cancer actually mean? How do we feel about it? Before we do that, this is what I'd like to share with you on my journey about meta. I'm supposedly a master trainer. What does master actually mean? Well, for me, it means that sometimes I can find my way home if I have a GPS system, and Meta Health is that. It's a GPS system for us to find what is actually going on in our bodies. That's all I use it for, and I want to share that with every single client I have. So the fact that I only am passionately curious, I'm passionately curious about each and every one of you, because each and every one of you is our own little galaxy, sitting there in your own little world, in your own home, and that's what we are, a little galaxy, all combining together to make up a big matrix. Interesting enough, the word cancer, well, we have Hippocrates, sorry, my mispronunciation. He decided that, and remember, in 400 BC, there was no little radiation, there's no, we couldn't find out what was going inside the body, so he was only seeing tumours on the outside of the body. He thought it was bile, black bile that was going on inside the body, but nobody really knew, unless they found a dead person by chance or cut open a live one. But that, even then, was fairly iffy in those days. And he thought, well, these tumours on the skin, they remind him of cancers or little crabs digging into the sand. So actually, he came up with the name of conchus, which has actually disappeared from my screen. And that means the word crab, which turns into cancer. Then we have the oncologists. Do we actually have any oncologists in the room? Not one. Oh, we had, hello. Now, I would really like you to focus on reframing the name of the word oncologist, because this is also Greek, and it comes from load or burden. So you don't have any pressure at all when people come to you, because you've got all that load or burden of, you've got cancer, it's coming to you. Oh my God, I've got cancer. And they look at you and they'll say, heal me, don't they? No? Am I speaking too fast? I'm very Scottish. So if I speak very fast, can somebody just go shh? And even nowadays, in Greek theatre, you'll see this mask, and people will wear it as the burden. Now, already we've got such negative connotations about cancer. And I agree with everything, and my talk is very much in alignment with Lynn McTaggart, who did a fabulous talk yesterday. But there's one thing I'll disagree with, and it's about the cancer cell. Because she said it was about separation. Biologically, we've had cancer since the day man evolved on the planet. And for those that don't believe in the Darwinian theory, if we came from outer space or wherever we came from, we've always had cancer. So I just want you to think about that just for a second. How many people are actually practitioners in this room? I should have asked the other way. How many of you have never heard of medicine or meta-health and have just turned up for the day? Oh, hello. Fantastic. I'd like to think myself as a radical practitioner. Who would like to be a radical practitioner with me? Can we do wah! The Danish wave opposed to the Mexican wave? And radical, well, I've got Kwesi to blame for this, because once I was at a talk with him 5 years ago, and I met this beautiful doctor, and he said on the talk, and it really grasped and made me curious. And again, going back to my curiosity, he said, look at where the words, the meanings, the words, why? Words are words. They can hurt us, they can offend us, they can cause Udins, the unexpected, dramatic, isolating incident with no strategy. And no matter how much we work on ourselves, we will always have that Udin, depending on our perception and where we are on that journey. So radical, I'm looking at it, which comes from the Latin word radix, meaning root, from which we only get not only the word radish, who knew, which is a little root, which is also very good, seemingly for cancer, according to different people. But it also means looking at the root. And isn't this what meta-health does? We look at the root cause of any kind of illness and disease. We're not here, I am personally not here to heal everybody, or anybody in fact. I guide them to find the root and then tell them how to do it. Or suggest, even Penny, bad language there. So, I put the fear of God into them. So, what's interesting for me, cancer in the UK